Oh shit. Wait a minute. Oh, no. Let me see what just happened. That was in March. Damn. Hold on. They just said, okay, hold on, guys. I gotta find that. That's what I just thought I read. I just read that Colorado now has removed Trump off their ballots. They were allowed to do it. Damn, I'm looking for that video because I meant to talk about that today.
Is disqualified from holding the office of president and from appearing on the Republican primary ballot in that state. In a more than 200-page ruling, the court found that Trump is ineligible for the White House under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. The court found that the district court was correct in its early ruling calling the January 6th attack on the Capitol an insurrection, and that Trump, quote, engaged in that insurrection through his personal actions. The court noted, we do not reach these conclusions lightly. We are mindful of the magnitude and weight of the questions now before us. We are likewise mindful of our solemn duty to apply the law without fear or favor. And
in a stunning blow to former President Donald Trump's political ambitions, the Colorado State Supreme Court has rendered a landmark decision disqualifying him from both holding the office.
This was 4 days ago.
Appearing on the Republican primary ballot in the state. This ruling, detailed across more than 200 pages, invokes Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, citing Trump's direct involvement in the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol. The court's ruling echoes its earlier stance, affirming the violent events of January 6th as an insurrection instigated and perpetuated by Trump himself. We do not reach these conclusions lightly, the justices emphasized, underscoring the weight and gravity of their decision amidst mounting public and political scrutiny. This pivotal legal outcome marks a significant juncture in Trump's political career, potentially reshaping the landscape of the upcoming 2024 presidential race, where he currently leads as the Republican frontrunner. The implications ripple beyond Colorado, resonating across the nation's political and legal spheres, igniting debates on constitutional interpretation.
Wait a minute, hold on, guys.
And the future of American democracy. The ruling has sparked intense reactions across social media platforms, with Trump supporters and detractors. The implications...
and from appearing on the Republican primary ballot in that state. In a more than 200-page ruling, the court found...
Pause on this one, y'all. Pause on this one. I think that this was reposted as a recent. Let me do a little bit more research on that one. Let me do a research on that one, guys. Because as I'm reading it, it sounds like the same, that it sounds like the Colorado Supreme Court judges, they disqualified him in March, I believe. And SCOTUS overruled it. So how can they now take that? I'm kind of confused. So I have to read, I'm sorry. That's old news? Okay. Now somebody reposted this and put it as a my bad. That already been overruled, guys. I thought we had a win, y'all. I thought we had a win. I thought something else happened. Boy, Trump was strategic in putting them people in office, I tell you that much. Okay, yeah, the argument made by the attorney of Colorado just weren't solid enough. I mean, it was solid enough. It just that SCOTUS is filled with Trump supporters, so it was never going to land, and that's why they have to expand the courts so that we can have more of a difference of opinions. We can have more of a chance to win, because now SCOTUS is filled with people that was put in office by Trump. So that's why they keep overruling or overturning things that Trump wants to be overturned. That's what's happening. If it was Obama, it would have landed. Oh yeah, it would have landed. That's why they're voting to expand the court. And what I would hope that Biden does at this point is push to expand the court. We need some Dog Brandon out there. I'm sorry, y'all. I need Dog Brandon to show up with his sunglasses on and start being a bully a little bit. But you know, Democrats always trying to stand for the right. Oh, stand for the right, y'all. I'm telling you, sometimes you got to get in the dirt with these mugs. He can push to do anything at this point. Exactly. I would like to see him push to do that. My opinion is we need Dog Brandon out this mug. If he can do anything, he need to be doing that. Expand the court, Brandon. I said Brandon. Biden, excuse me. But I need some Dog Brandon out there. All the Dems know who Dog Brandon is. We need you to show up. If this is what they done ruled, then you act on it. Shit. Listen. Democracy, our humanity's at stake. We don't got time to be playing with these jokers. Shit. I feel like TikTok is the Democratic Party. They're afraid to talk about things that really are the issues of TikTok. They don't want to talk against nobody. They don't want to be upset. They don't want to upset nobody. I'm going to say what I had to say. Oh, hell, kid, you said that you didn't agree with some stuff. I would like to hear your take on it. Are you still driving? They kicked me out the live. What live? They always kick me out the live. I would like the Dems to start showing their ass. I'm sorry. Who kicked you out of this live? Why would they kick you out? What were you saying? Were you saying something that was disrespectful? Let me see who's that. I'm not, because I don't want people up here that's not going to speak to the point of the story, what I'm talking about. It drives me, I want to stay focused because it drives me nuts when I'm getting distracted by a different shit. What's up, Hell Kid?
So you know, Ray, you are one of the most intellectual people on this side of TikTok, right? Mm-hmm. I fucks with you.
Look,
I don't always agree with you.
On a lot of side of TikTok,
I don't always agree with you.
A lot of sides.
What you say?
Right.
Say what?
I said I'm gonna put that out there that on a lot of sides because I'll be in fighting with the big dogs.
Well, that's where I first met you. You don't know me, but I know you, right?
Okay.
So I agree with you a lot on your stance. It's just some things, like I said, I agree with you when you right. I ain't gonna agree with you all the time because, you know.
Well, tell me your point on what I was wrong on.
You weren't wrong on anything in regards to, okay, maybe you were, but that was a long time ago. About an hour ago.
Okay, so what it was
some things you
hearing
said
different
that,
opposing views.
Okay, so here's the point. You were making points that I had already made. I made them in Slim's live that night when he played the Bella recording. I made them again whenever I felt that, or I was called up into a panel based on my comments. I made those same points. And I I was listening to you, and I've listened to you, and I've watched you for a number of years, even before this side of TikTok. I know you have an intellectual mind. You know, I was around when all that Blaze, Genty, all that. I was around then, and it was always a different way that I would have handled that. So I was saying basically like some of the things you were saying. I was with you. In your comments, I couldn't comment when you was like everybody quiet, but you know I'm not that person because I'm a supporter of many, and I meet people where they are. That's where we differ a lot of times. Like you are a foot soldier, strong fighter. We the same color, but you blacker than I am. As you know what I'm saying. Your soul is blacker than mine. My soul is blackety black, but yours is blackety black, black, black.
I got a post like that on Facebook. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I was saying that from that standpoint. I don't even know when I made that comment, but I was letting you know I was with you.
Thank you.
Because I'm not a sheep. I have the intellect. I have the certified critical thinking skills. So when you were breaking it down, I said to you, I've said that. I said that the first night this broke. I said that when people were just making assumptions and going off. I said, intellectual people sit back and let the story run out. Or they let it play until enough to where they can come to a logical conclusion. So I was listening to you. I heard you. And I wanted to let you know that I was present and I was listening. I said, we don't always agree. And I think I said that just based on some of the things I haven't agreed with you in the past. And then some of the characters you were talking about, I just don't know enough to be, you know, like, yeah. No, I don't know them. So that's why I wanted to, you know, make that I know how this side work. So if I'm in your comments talking about I agree, and you talking, them blogs done caught something, and then I'm over explaining 1,000 times, which I won't. But
no, stop explaining.
I don't explain anything.
I explain my stance.
I explain my stance because I feel it's necessary to give people a different perspective or point of view. I'm not saying my stance is always correct. That's why I say that's my stance. This is what it is. But you know, I dig your intellect, and you have it. You have it, and you are on point. I don't know what your background is, but some of the things you say, I'm like, she's thinking, she's there, she's on it, she get it. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. I just was like,
thank you for those accolades. I've been doing this for a very long time. I have a political background. I'm never upset at opposing viewpoints. I just always, I often would appreciate, not always, I often appreciate if someone doesn't agree with me. I like to hear why they don't. I had to learn that though. It wasn't something that I was, I had naturally, because I too was raised up in a certain environment where people said something, you was like, But being in politics taught me that I'm going to be in spaces and places with people who I don't necessarily agree with. But it ain't about agreeing all the time. Most of the time when you're sitting in those spaces, you're trying to understand where a person comes from and how can y'all meet at the middle for the betterment of the country. And so when I started to, my brain switched to that thinking, I was capable of seeing things from both sides. And so sometimes that looks like I'm two-faced, but really I'm just looking on both sides. And I had to learn that ability. So you can't be so angry every time someone doesn't agree with you.
Yeah, you're meeting, okay, from a politics standpoint, you're meeting them where they are. Because, you know, with politics, everybody has experienced life in a different manner, right? Mm-hmm. With politics, you know that we come from different environments. So sometimes, whether Black, white, Asian, whatever, you have to understand like why they have their viewpoints. And if there's some logic behind their viewpoints, whether it is their experience, atmosphere, or whatever, that's where you have to say, okay, well, let me explain your side, and then I'll listen to your side, and we come to that agreement.
Right.
And what you were speaking about today, if someone has a logical stance on why they feel the way that they do, and they're not hypocritical, they're not biased, and they are standing on consistency, I listen. When they're not standing on consistency, I turn off, right? This is not a fight for me. When you ended your life, the way that you ended your life, because I knew eventually you was going to get there. I heard you. I was listening through somebody else's page. I dropped into T Live for a second, but then I went and listened through somebody else's page. But when I was listening to you, I said, this is what's needed. And I was putting that in their chat because I was listening through somebody else's page of you speaking about the political side with that room full of people. And I said, this is what's needed. This is where Ray actually came from. This is where I first knew of Ray, the thinker, from that side, the base side. So I felt you. And you know, I'm one of those people that when I'm with you when you right 1,000 times, it doesn't matter if I don't agree with you all the time on some other stances, but I am with you when you right. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate this live today. This is the second live today that has made me proud. Y'all stand tall and strong because the simple fact, this side needs that intellect, that breakdown, that non-bias front. It needs it. And I see it. Right? So stand tall, stand strong.
It takes a lot, Hell Kid, because you know they're going to drag me.
Baby, that's why I ain't in it. And that's why I support y'all fully. That's why I'm not in it. I don't have the patience nor the time, but I appreciate those that do it. And I support you on that. I do.
I had to learn that it was a hard, it took me some years to get like this though. It took me a lot of spankings. When I first started running my first campaign, is this from? Okay, thank you. Somebody sent you something nice. Okay. When I first ran my first campaign, I came out like a pit bull. Pro-black all the way. I didn't want to hear shit. Give us our shit. Give us our 40 acres and a mule. That's all I kept on saying. Mm-hmm. And then I realized that not everyone can deal with that type of personality. And I had to be able to be in spaces in order to get what I thought our community needed done. And I had to learn that I don't need to be the loudest voice in the room, that sometimes it is better to be a student. And when I learned how to be a student, then I was able to teach. A lot of you guys want these large platforms, but don't want what comes with it. And when you are a large part, even if you're a voice, people will attack you. And some of y'all can't take those attacks.
Large or small, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to speak about that because I'm not affluent enough on this side of the app to even speak about it or even dissect it. I dissect what I see in segments, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's just me. I need like all the background to be able to give an entire dissection, you know what I'm saying, of what's going on this side of the app. So I speak about what I see and what I can put a voice to and what's laid out for me. One thing you will never catch me doing is jumping in when the facts are not out there, the receipts. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. I don't care who it is. And then another reason I don't take sides is that everybody moral compass is not the same. And I understand that. Like, say, for instance, somebody posed a question to me today. If somebody took your kids and put them on the app, blah, 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 what would you do? Absolutely nothing. If it's no legalities behind it of what they did, if I couldn't press charges on what they did, you best guarantee I wouldn't be out here rah with them. My first thing is the authorities, because it makes no sense to me to rah on this app. It doesn't make any sense to me. My mind doesn't wrap around that. Now, do I like the fun and how we used to do back in the day with the roasting and all? I love that. I love that part of it, but I don't love what comes with it now that I know that people are getting doxxed and all that stuff. That's the side I'm like, whoa, 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 that's too much. You should be able to, if you can dish it, you should be able to take a couple of, scores. Um, but the scores here are different from my upbringing. They're intentionally to hurt and cut deep. The scores for us was to make everybody laugh, and maybe they hurt a little bit. Maybe it's something I didn't see growing up, but still, it's a difference. Let me just say that. But I will never fit in on the side because I wait for everything to fall out. I wait for all the information to come out. I don't make any judgment calls. I just don't. I'm not fake. I'm not made for that because I saw like what happened several times now, and I'm like, y'all don't even got all the facts. What is going on? Why
Spiraling
y'all
out.
mad? Are y'all sure that happened? Are y'all sure that happened that way? And I don't know who sent me the gift. I couldn't find it, but thank you so much. But I don't know. And so when I don't know, I don't speak. But what I've noticed is not to say it doesn't happen on the other side, because it does. What I've noticed is that, let me just say this, I notice it's dollar signs behind everything. And I hate that it's dollar signs behind the rage for us, because we should be more intellectually sound to make, if this is our career, make it a long-term career. Allow it to have some longevity, because it's only so long that rage career is going to carry you. That's what I see.
Thank you, Hellkit. What's up, Carm?
Hi, thanks for having me on your panel. I never get in panels on this side. I've only been here since like maybe February or March, and it's terrifying over here. I am scared, and I see the blogs. This is new. Um, but I just wanted to come and say hi because I loved what you were, and most of the time I don't even speak. Like I'll speak sometimes in the comment section, but I only really consider I'm like a comment half cousin because the comments it's just like it's just a lot on this side. And I've unfollowed a lot of people because I'm really trying to reset my algorithm because it's become too much. It's a lot. But I did want to say like what you were speaking about politics, like I love that. I'm gonna look at your Facebook group because I want to hear more of that. I think there's a lot more important things that are going on, life changing, generational, impacting things that are going on in our lives as a young millennial, like that are like affecting my reproductive rights, like the rights of my young nieces and nephews. And not to say, we have two things can be true or two things can go on at the same time, but I think I've noticed on TikTok, there's a lot of misinformation and it gets spread very easily. And I'm noticing that there's a lot of insidious stuff that's happening through music and through the entertainment industry, especially with people like my age and younger, where I'm starting to see more Black artists, rappers, and stuff that are like coming out for Trump, that are coming out and spreading misinformation about how Trump and what he's going to do for us. And these checks that we got during the pandemic that have absolutely nothing to do with Trump. He did not do that.
Congress,
And
y'all.
it's and people really got to be careful. There's a lot of people on this app that are speaking about politics in a very manipulative way, and they don't know what they're talking about, but they know how to appeal to certain people, so they know to throw out some stuff to get people to believe them or to sound like they know what they're talking about. So I liked the conversation about the politics part. I don't even want to speak about like any of the parts, but and I hope that you do more lives because like I would I would love to hear that. So thank you.
I haven't been doing a lot of lives because I've been focusing on getting people out and register to vote. This is a very crucial time, and as much as I like doing my lives and talking about it, I have to be about it. And so that's what I've been focusing on. And it's a lot of work. Sometimes I don't go to sleep until the AMs, you know, talking to people in London, and like, this is work. You know, everybody's ain't on the same time, and you got to talk Eastern Standard Time, Pacific Coast Time. And that means I don't get a lot of sleep. So I'll be tired, but I'd rather be tired for our freedom than be in shackles ever again.
It's not just the time, but it's the mentality too.
Yeah.
The mentality. Like, just think about it, and I'm sorry, but guns, if our ancestors, I think people don't understand the historical context of why we are able to do what we are able to do today. They don't understand that there were laws and policies that had to be put in place for us to just get this bare minimum that we have. There was a time that we voted at close to 90%, and that's what our ancestors changed for us. Now we're at like almost 60%. So do you expect things to change with only 60% of us being in tune with what's going on as it pertains to our government, the laws, and the policies that are being placed before us? They say Biden hasn't done anything. I say name a policy that any other president has passed. No,
Right.
if you can't name a policy to me, we're not talking politics anymore. We're talking about feelings. We're not talking about facts. We're talking about feelings. And if you can't name a policy to me, I would advise anybody over here to shut the hell up, because you're spreading misinformation. You have to be able to understand how the government works and not push Facebook meme propaganda, because I ask questions before I even get into a debate with anyone on this side of TikTok or on the other side as well. Because if you can't answer the basics, I can't have a conversation with you. I can't. Because we're not on the same level to have that conversation.
We're not that far removed from, you know, not having rights. Like as easily as they were able to peel back the Civil Rights Act, like we're just one more legislation policy away. Like, and it wasn't that far. Not that long ago, Ruby Bridges is alive. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some of these people are still here, like, that grew up without, you know, with segregation. Like, it's not like codified, it's not solid, nothing is promised. Like, they are peeling back policies one after the other, doing, you know, making these monumental historical changes. And people think, these generations, people my age and younger, are just like, oh, well, like, everything's fine, you know, that was so long. No, it wasn't. It
wasn't long ago.
Case in point. Can I just make one case?
Hey, hold on one second, Hill Kid. What's up, Butter?
Hello. I mean, I wasn't going to talk about politics, but you know, I can go there too. But like the whole thing with Roe versus Wade and how they appealed that or reversed it, people thought it was all about, you know, the A word, but it wasn't even about that. It was about having your rights to privacy, about your health. And that's what they took from us. Everybody just made it about the A, but it wasn't about the A. But they used that to distract the people. But the other thing I want to talk about is how you talked about all this bullying and stuff. And I truly appreciate you for saying that, because a lot of people have been bullied on this app. And it's not just, if you and I fall out, it's no longer just you and I. It's groups and groups of people that are attacking you. And that's when the bullying happens. And when you have the masses like that attacking you, it affects you. I mean, people say it don't affect you, but it affects you when you have thousands of people attacking you daily. So I'm so glad that you came out and you spoke about that today, because it shouldn't be who your favorite creator is. It should be what's right and wrong. And we all know what's right and wrong. If we see something wrong, we need to speak up and say, hey, you know what? That ain't cool. We shouldn't be doing that. That ain't right. Or just, you know, leave. Like, but being part of it, you're part of the problem. And we're all adults, and we should not be doing that on this app. That's all I have to say. I land my plane.
It's become detrimental. It's no longer like, I come from the political side of TikTok where we actually debated, and you had to prove your point. You had to intellectually Say what you had to say and prove your point. Now on this side, and I'm not on the messy side. I don't want to be on that side. I get dragged in over there because I speak my mind. But it's no longer about the facts. It's what's making money out here. It's about how low can we go. That's what this is about. It's about how cruel can we be?
Can I say something before I drop?
Oh no, 1 second. And
Okay.
I see you in here, the Bob. I really didn't have any questions for you. Do you have any questions for me? I mean, my number one thing is everything okay? But that's pretty much my questions. I already got my take on what I think about the situation. I already put that up on the internet. I'm sure I'll be in the blogs.
I don't know what your take is. I just got a lot of shares, and they was like you discussing me. So just came and say, did you have questions for me? Because they say you were discussing me and my baby.
I'm discussing TikTok in general.
Okay.
I was here for the political
I mean,
side.
you seem a little
I
hot
don't.
now. Is it an issue or
I
problem?
just got here.
Wait, hold on, Buttergun.
Yeah, I just got here, so I'm just gonna drop. I'll just talk about the politics.
Go ahead,
Is
just
it
drop.
a problem? Because
Just
you
drop,
seem
because
a
I
little
know that this can
hostile.
be touchy. No, there's no problem.
Oh, okay. My question just was, did you have questions for me? Because normally when people keep sharing shit to me, it's something. So I was like, damn, do the host got questions for me?
No, I don't have any questions for you.
Okay. So don't discuss me or my baby then.
I'm going to discuss whatever I want to on the
Don't
internet.
discuss me and my baby. You don't know
I'm
me.
going to
You don't
discuss
know my baby.
anything that I want.
You don't know me and you don't know my baby. Trust me.
I'm
This ain't
going to
time for
discuss anything that I want.
this. I can assure you,
Trust
baby.
me.
I'm a little tired, but this ain't what you want. Do not discuss
Okay.
me or my baby.
And I'm going to
Don't
discuss
discuss
anything that I want.
about me or my baby, bitch. Because they already said you was
And I'm going to
positive about
discuss
my
anything that
motherfucking
I
baby.
want.
Big forehead.
You understand that? Anything that I want.
Do it and watch
Okay.
and watch.
Well, I don't want to be up here for that, but I just wanted to tell you thank you for the politics, like, because a lot of people don't know a lot of the stuff, and people got to
See
get
what I'm
out and
talking
vote,
about? The ignorance.
and people got to know what Trump doing to us right now. That's why I got up here, and I wanted to tell Hellcat I agree with a lot of stuff she was saying about, because people don't know nothing about voting. People don't even know nothing about the being in the White House period or nothing, you know. So I appreciate you for that, because the last time I came in your live, you was talking about basically the same thing. So that's why I got up here.
That's why I wanted to take it back to the basics, because I didn't know if people, and even with you, Ray,
No,
when you
I
do
did
these
not
type,
say anything. Hold on a second. I did not say anything bad about her or her child.
no, you didn't. You gave your opinion, which you are entitled to do. I wanted to just mention something. You gave your opinion, which you are entitled to do. I don't know what that.
You
Look,
mean?
let me just say this, and you made some perfect points, and I hope they caught it in the blog. So because some of your points are alluding to what's happening now, and let me just say this: when you do your political talks, you know how some people, they don't know like how the laws affect them. Even from 2015, when we were pushing for everyone to vote for HRC, no matter what her skeletons were. And I was pushing because I knew of the Supreme Court and how diabolical they could be. I wasn't even talking about HRC and pumping her up to her being better than Trump. But I saw the painting on the writing on the wall. Even so much, Sean King blocked me on every freaking platform we had available at that time, because I knew that he was pushing something out there that he couldn't pull back after he demonized that lady. And guess how Trump got those 3 Supreme Court justices in place? He was elected. He was elected. So I would like to take it back to there. I hate this got mixed up into the politics of messy talk, but the politics of messy talk was necessary as well. You know, I didn't disagree with you on a lot, but that's why I put that in there. I said I agree with you on some things, but you know, some things I do not. You called me out, of course, so I was like, I'm gonna keep listening to Ray.
I wanted to know. I wanted to know your
same
perspective.
mind.
I wanted to know what you disagreed on.
I already knew it, but I was like, I'm driving. I can't do that. You trying to?
You know, that's why I said I'm always curious. Like if I'm saying something, I want to hear everybody's perspective. You know.
So the next time I will join in time enough for us to have that discussion, because I think the discussion is needed from that side as well. Look, intellect, courage, stand fast, none biases, all of that is needed on the side of that. If I find that you are biased at any realm, I'm not going to really discuss anything with you because you have a biased heart, and there's no way I can speak to you from that level. So there are some things on this side of TikTok I will never discuss with you, Ray, because there are some things that you have a biased heart about. You got some friends that you stand 10 toes down with. That
not
I will
everything
never
they say, but I do stand
but you
for
understand,
some of the people that I support.
yeah.
Yes,
Exactly. So there's just some things that I won't, because I feel like the topic was good. Did I agree with every point you made? No. But did I agree with a lot of what you said? Yes, I did. Because I said some things. I've already said some things. And you were hitting on a number of those points that I had already said. So
yeah,
you were. So I stand 10 toes down.
Let me say this. Let me put this in real time. What I won't allow anyone to ever do is threaten me. It's never going to work out for your good. Okay?
There's a way to approach any conversation.
Like you don't come in somebody's space being a bully, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. You asked me a question, I answered it.
Now have the discussion, not from that way, but have the discussion on why you feel this way or why you said
right.
that.
That's the number one issue. What I discussed prior. That's why I said everybody can leave the space, because I'm not afraid of anybody. Y'all bullies. And I was literally over here supporting. But don't disrespect me. I don't tiptoe in real life. I'm not going to tiptoe any place else. The fuck you coming in here talking to me like I'm some kind of, like that's not going to ever work. That's not how you address other women. That's where y'all got it all messed up. Y'all so used to discord that y'all don't know how to have a conversation like a human being. You don't know how to talk to people and respect their humanity. I'm a human being. So you coming in hot in my space is going to get hot.
Can I bring this back to politics?
No, I come out this because I'm about to get into this. I'm not a child. What is going on?
I was gonna put the equivalence to what we go to on the political side with the
You talking about
Trump
you coming in my space disrespecting me, and then you expect peace. That's not how that works. You're not being an approachable human being. You came, I let you in my space. I don't have to let you in my space. They got you running from one live to the next live to the next live, running from one space to the next space. They just using you. And you jump anywhere they send you, and they make up talking points. You ask me, did I have something to say to you? No, I do not. Am I talking? Do I have questions for you? No, I do not. Now you want to threat? Trust you? Girl, please. Girl, please. Don't threaten me. Because I don't handle stuff the way everybody else handle. I'm not going to get on the app and argue with you for fucking 7 days. I'm going to press charges against you and have you arrested. The fuck you talking about? It's hard to care about it's hard to care about people when they're disrespectful like that. And at the same time, I can say you did not deserve it. Don't come in my space disrespecting me. I don't owe you shit. You don't piss me off. I don't owe you nothing. I don't owe you a second, a minute, a day in my space. And I talk about what I want every time. Get that through your heads. None of y'all can check me.
Okay, so
What you talking about?
this.
You don't piss
Right.
me off.
I know,
Don't come in
but
my
they
space
probably
with that.
took her. They probably took her a bone, right? They probably
And
took
she
her a
needs to
bone.
act like a grown-ass woman. You come in here.
I know,
respect
and that's why I'm
people.
trying to stop this beef, because find out what exactly they took back to her.
I don't care what they took back to her. I didn't
I'm
come
saying
to
to you,
confront her.
I get it, but you have to meet
It's
people
too
where they are.
disrespectful.
This is my point of meeting people where they are, right?
Nah.
You know you
I'm
can
not
have
taking
the
no disrespect from
discussion.
nobody.
I understand.
This is the
But
second
you
time
know-
she done cursed me out. You don't realize that.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, I'm gonna shut up again. I didn't know.
You handle people wrong. You handling people wrong. That's not against you. I said nothing about you to discredit you or to make any kind of force, like nothing. I give my take on what I see. Y'all don't like that, and that's a problem. But y'all can sit for 7 hours talking about the entire internet, giving your take on what you see. But the minute someone else does that, you want to be a bully.
And that's the disconnect, because you are allowed to give your perspective without being bullied, right? You are allowed to do that. And that's the disconnect, because the same way they can give their perspective, everyone else should be able to give their perspective. And it should flow the same way. So you made some valid points, because everyone is not allowed to do that. And you said something today that really struck me. And I'm going to say it because it has to deal with this subject. Then I want to go back to politics. You said when people are not allowed to express themselves on this app for a difference in opinions, they go to the group text, they go to the discords, they go to the blah, 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 which is, it is quite more dangerous than when they have to hide in the shadows about what they actually feel. I don't have any yes people around me. I get checked by my family, friends all the time. Do I agree with them in that exact moment? Absolutely not. But I don't feel a need to curse them or anything like that. I have to sit back, think, and reflect. Then I also consider the source. But because the sources are so, they're like strangers out here on the internet, you can't even consider the source half the time, right? So they have to go into these back channels and things like that to have these discussions for fear of the pile on. You said 10,000 people. I don't know if that's true or not, but again, the pile on is real because a lot of people that have nothing directly to do with the situation, they're going to pile on for the mere fact that they don't like the person that's being spoke about.
And you know what? Let me say this. There will come a time when people will stop talking and start acting.
That's that fear part. That's that fear part that you mentioned. And I was driving, so I couldn't really engage. But that was the part that I wanted to engage on because since I've been on this side, I've seen several people have those back end messages released on them. And I'm just like, why? And I've seen thousands of troll pages. And I'm like, why do people feel like they got to make troll pages? Like
Because
to
they want to
say
express
what they want to
themselves.
say. And they troll everybody. Every content creator is trolled by these fictitious. I came from troll pages and on the political side. Those troll pages that wanted to call us nigger at every turn, that's what they did. And so when I came over here and saw these multiple troll pages just engaging in crap, this is why they do it. Fear. They fear expressing themselves. On the political side, it's they fear losing their damn job because you ain't
Yeah.
gonna, if somebody out you, you ain't gonna keep your job calling somebody a hard ER on this app. But for this side, you're not gonna stay in the graces and be able to frequent spaces under your real page when you're calling out creators for what you actually feel. And I get it. You don't want to, some people, it's a catch 22 because some people have so much malice in their hearts. You can't take everybody's opinion as constructive criticism. America is not the smartest country. So you don't really know like what angle they're coming from. It's just so much pile on to why people do what they do. But it is a lot behind it, right? In the space that you're in. It's a lot behind it because why are the troll pages necessary?
Because people are afraid. It's necessary.
And why are the back end conversations necessary? Besides besides the normal gossip, because we all do it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got on some old crazy looking shoes. You'd be like, oh, child, look at them shoes. But I could tell you what's on the back end, I could say on the front end. Some people can't do that for the sake of fear. So you touched on something.
It's far deeper than that. For the sake of being attacked, doxed.
Yeah, fear. Mm-hmm.
No, but I'm saying it's not just they're afraid. There's consequences.
Yeah, because
you expressing how you feel about something. They have made it so that people cannot express themselves. And these are all, little do they know, these are all white supremacy tools and tactics.
Mm-hmm. Fear is the umbrella over everything that you're saying because I'm not familiar with this side to that extent. Fear doxing. You're afraid of being doxed. You're afraid of being attacked. You're afraid of this.
So that's why I'm putting a face to the fear, because fear is just a broad stroke, right? But I'm telling you what people are afraid of happening to them. They're afraid of being doxxed. They're afraid of somebody trying to come to their home. They're afraid of somebody trying to go to their kids' schools. They're afraid of people now going on their page and harassing them. They're afraid of that. So then what they do is they create discords. You're not stopping them. The haters are there. They're just in disguise. And I say this: a hater in disguise is far more dangerous than an opposing partner. I'll tell you that. I have never been, the people who I opposed in politics, we openly opposed each other. They ain't never threatened me with a gun. It's those who are creeping and silent, watching you, begrudging you. They're the ones that show up at a protest with a knife trying to get close to you.
And that's the part that struck me. So when I use fear, because I can use fear as an umbrella, you just gave the details behind what you watched on this side. I don't know everything that has happened on the side of this app. I've saw some things, I've expressed myself based on those things, but you just encapsulate all that in one, sentence, because I can see it. Everything you said, I can see it.
I see it. I see it, and it's disgusting. We are hitting a low point, and it's all Black people using, pause. It's Black people using white people to do their dirty work. And you feed white supremacy by your actions. I'm a Black woman. I am not your enemy. And there's a way you treat people and you approach people. You see their humanity first. And I demand that my humanity be seen. I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all think this is a joke. Y'all get up here, y'all make these threats. I'm not the one to threaten. Because now you done came in my space and done said some shit, and it's now looking real. I'm not going to play that game with you. Like, now we have a problem. We have a different type of problem. Because you came in, you could have been respectful. You asked me a question, I answered you. I don't have any questions for you. If I had some, I would have reached out. I don't have any for you. I don't even have a take on who you are because I don't even know you. More importantly. What's up, Mindy? I have a take on the entire situation. And I wouldn't have a take on that had it not been put on the internet. So thank them for that. Don't go around on the internet arguing with people who are not arguing, who are not your enemy. You're not going to bleed on me for something that's happening to you. Especially when I had nothing negative to say about you at all. That's what I mean. Y'all fucking ignorant. Y'all don't know how to have a conversation like human beings anymore. Y'all so busy upholding white supremacy and all this tools and tactics. You automatically see me as an enemy and not as your sister. Now, back to what I was discussing. You know, piss me off. Come in here talking about what I can talk about. You must be mad. Or else.
So let me ask you this, because you've been over here longer than I have. So if you go against the grain, an opposing opinion about what you see based on what you see, are you attacked?
Oh, yeah.
Like, are you?
Yeah. You're going to watch this in real time. Hell, kid. It is not like debate talk. Because in debate talk, you have a debate, you speak on what you know, and y'all debate. And then y'all go get off the app, and y'all go about your business. And it's like, we debate again when I see you again. But this is, you have an opposing viewpoint. Now you must be punished for your opposing viewpoint.
Yeah, that's not good. That's a circular talk. If everybody agree and there's no disagreement in the opinion, that ain't nothing but a herd of sheep to me. You're not going to always agree on every point that's being laid out. You're not going to always have a consensus on everything that's laid out. If people see, I've always saw a lot of circular talk, but I don't chime in unless I've seen the evidence. And typically I'm in the comments fighting for my life because I see a different opinion, but I don't have a voice. And I don't want one on this side because I don't have the patience for that. I don't. But nevertheless, I mean, it's really not that important to me. I like the politics side, something that helps the greater good, because what goes on over here doesn't help the greater good. It helps those that it helps, pretty much. Politics, laws, policies help the greater good. So I focus on that more, so I put my fight behind that. But if you cannot have an opposing opinion, when they're always talking about these receipts, and you see the receipts, and you can't have an opposing opinion without fearing for your life, that's a problem.
Yes. And that's what this is like. Everybody was scared to even sit in the box. They dropped for fear that they was going to catch a stray, because I'm standing up for myself. Do you see how crazy that is? Do you see what y'all have done to TikTok? People can't even have an voice. I can see if I'm in your space calling at you, then you can, whatever. But I'm in my space giving my take on its situation and in entirety. And also, what I'm doing is allowing y'all to see how it correlates in today's politics. And how this type of mentality, this mentality will eventually cost us our freedom. Because there is a dictator who is running for president, and if he's elected, you will not be able to have a viewpoint. Mm-hmm. And that's what you expect here on this app. You don't want nobody to think for themselves. That's why I call Cat when y'all say, hold on, let me get you in here. That's why I call Cat when y'all say y'all want people to keep it real. Y'all keep it real.
And you and I don't agree on a number of things, but we agree on some things. And if you were out there saying certain things or doing certain things, I can come to you and get in your box and say, I don't agree with that. And I don't expect any backlash from you for not agreeing with you. You know, we just don't agree on certain things. I don't agree with half the people in my life on certain things. But it doesn't stop me from communicating with them, having an open dialogue with them. I don't judge them. I meet people where they are, you know? So you spoke some facts today. I completely agree with. We came back to one. And I'm glad we did, because I was able to hear that thoroughly because I was driving when you was talking about it. And I'm glad we came back to that. Now I get it. No one should ever be placed in that position because that's authoritative to me. You can have an opinion. Everybody else does.
Exactly.
Whether to agree or disagree,
You think
have a
you can have
conversation
opinion.
about it. That's
You
how
can't
you
have
grow.
opinion. That's
Go
how
ahead,
it goes on
Buzz.
this app. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. I can hear you now, darling.
That's how it goes on this app. You cannot have opinion. Even sitting in a box, if people are arguing, if you're just sitting there, you don't say anything, then you get chastised. Well, you should have spoke up, or you're with it because you didn't say anything. I mean, they just throw you in there and you catch strays and you're not even doing anything. And I have been on this app. I have people, please come to my house. I've been to court twice. I mean, it's just so much stuff. They make fun of me because I had first they said I lied about having a traumatic brain injury. Then they made fun of me because I had a traumatic brain injury and because I had a stroke. They called me melted face, butt her, and I mean they have dragged me all over this app like nobody's business. They dragged me for filth
Me too.
just because I wasn't around Blaze and they don't like Blaze. And my whole thing is, if someone has not done anything to me, if you have not done anything to me, why do I have to not like you? Why can't I come in, if I see you on somebody's panel, why can't I come over and support you? Why is that a problem?
Why
So
can't you?
if somebody
Money.
don't like you, if I like me being over here, people may not like me that you like, and you may catch strays by being around me or talking to me. Oh, you're op now. You're with the opposition, and you don't even know me from a can of paint. How am I your opposition?
How I roll. Can I give y'all some examples? Because I'm new over here into this side, but I listen from the hallways a lot. I got another page, but I listen from the hallways a lot
Sean.
because of that damn badge. But nevertheless, I listened to a conversation between Chrissy, Blaze, Petty Row, all of them. And I didn't agree with how Blaze handled it. I didn't agree with a number of things Blaze did in the past. He's never done nothing to me. Do I like how he operate? No. Have I blocked him? No. Blaze has never done anything to me. But I'm saying from a mere point that you can listen and be a part of things and not have any involvement in it. Why do you don't have to choose sides, is what I'm saying. There's no sides to be chosen. You're your own mind. You're your own person. And you stand in that. I'm not agreeing because I'm sitting in Ray's panel with everything she's saying, but there are some points that I agree with Ray.
Well, that's called being an adult.
I don't
having a
Yeah, so I don't
conversation. You're not going to
understand,
always
like-
agree.
Yeah, I'm never gonna always agree. I follow a lot of creators out here. I rock with HB, but me and HB don't always agree, and it's okay.
Fantasy. It's
It's
bullying.
okay.
Hi, T Money. I see your comment, T Money. It does put you in an awkward situation. She says, "I love everyone," so it puts me in a bad position. And you
in a
know
bad
what? It
position
shouldn't put
for
you in a
what?
bad position. It should not
This
put
is
you
what's so
in a
confusing
bad
to me.
position.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, Kill Kid. It should not put you in a bad position. You should be able to love everybody for what they have to offer, whatever you take from that person or whatever you take from that person. You should be able to do that at peace. You know, I don't 100% agree with everything Blaze does. Y'all have seen me and Blaze on the internet arguing in real time. But what I appreciate about Blaze is I can disagree with Blaze and I don't have to worry about my home being doxxed. Because he doesn't dox people. That's not his thing. I can disagree with Blaze And I know nobody's going to follow my children home from school and put their school address up. And you know what else? I can disagree with Blaze, and the very next day, we're fine. That's the type of people I have to be around, because I am a very opinionated person. And I have my own way of doing things. I think for myself, and me and your thoughts don't always collide. We're not always thinking the same. So I cannot be in spaces and in places where my voice is going to be silenced.
If I support you, I support you. I don't support the people that surround you. So if I mess with you, just like some of my friends on outside this app, there are some people that hang around them that I do not care for, but I ain't supporting them. I don't care. So that's I guess I don't know, I'm on the outside.
No, because that's not normal. Felicia, she's my support. She's been supporting me for I don't know how long. But I see Felicia in spaces that sometimes I'm getting dog walked in. Am I going to be angry at her now? No, go where you want. Be free. The fuck? I'm not your parent.
Hey everybody.
What's
Yeah,
up, T-Money?
Ray, yeah, I totally agree with you. And I said what I said because I initially remember when I first got talked about and dragged because of being in a space and everyone felt as though I shouldn't be in that space because I'm also in another space and I fuck with that person. So because I fuck with the morning show, I can't be over here where they talking about the host of the morning show. And it was then that I said and stood my ground. Nobody on here tell me where to go. If I saw you on the street, you couldn't tell me where I'm supposed to go. So I know you can't tell me where I should go on the internet, where I'm the one that paid this bill. So I totally get what everyone is saying. When I say that it puts me in a bad position, it's like you do have that anxiety about, oh my goodness, if I'm sitting over here and they talking about such and such, here we go again, it's gonna be a problem, you know. And so that's why I said that. And I'm always getting called out and I know you guys understand what I'm saying, that I can be in the chat and just speaking in the chat and they'll call me out when certain people do certain things. I cannot hold anyone accountable on here. I am capable because my mother taught me this one thing. I can agree to disagree.
Amen.
They proven Ray's point. If that's the case with you, T Money, they just proved their point.
I said
That's
it
right.
earlier. You're not allowed to have opposing viewpoints. If you have an opposing viewpoint, you get bullied.
Mhm. Mhm.
They'll attack you for days at a time.
And you can't speak on it. You cannot open your mouth and say anything because lo and behold, now they want to figure out and find something about you that they can speak on or speak against or say something
Yes.
about.
Dig up your background.
Or
It,
don't forget the part where they try to act like they the victim now. After they done bullied you for weeks on end, months on end, once you speak out, then now they become the victim.
mhm. Mhm.
When
You're
you give them the
attacking
same
me.
energy, they're the victims. When you start saying, "Oh, wait a minute, hold up, don't you live such and," when you start giving that same energy, "Don't you live such and such and such and such?" Now they're they giving out my address, but you spent a damn week giving out my address. You forgot that. You spent the week
Mhm.
talking about my children. You forgot that.
Mhm. Mhm.
But now when you getting the energy that you put out, now you're the victim. No, it's not okay. It's not okay to operate in that way. People are allowed to give opposing viewpoints, to host a space and have their perspective on what is happening on the internet. I couldn't talk about it if it wasn't up here. But now that it's up here, I'm talking about it.
That's it, that's all.
And that shouldn't be a problem.
And all your commentary that I was listening to and that I caught, Ray, you said nothing disrespectful.
Nothing.
You gave your opinion. That's it.
Nothing disrespectful to anyone. So for somebody to come in and that proves my point. In a second's time, I sat here, said nothing horrible about anyone, gave my take on it. Somebody goes and tells something, and instead of you asking me respectfully, you come in here like a bully, like you can bully somebody. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. It's not a healthy way to communicate. Sorry, not sorry. Like, everybody is not for that. You don't get up in spaces and you start bullying people and antagonizing people and threatening people because they don't agree with you. And you damn sure can never come in my space. I'm almost 50 years old and I'm putting my life on the line plenty of times for Black lives to tell me what you're going to do to me or what I can speak about. You must be mad. You got me twisted.
Now I'm with you right there, Ray. I'm 50 years old, and my life has been in the balance on many of occasions. And let's be clear about it. Ain't nobody gonna live this life but me. Just me. So I'm not gonna allow you to attack me over something that you disagree with me on. Cut it out.
Right.
From
what I heard,
to be quite honest, I
nothing.
didn't disagree on anything.
Yeah.
I was literally connecting the dots because I always was going to talk about politics.
Yeah.
But we are a lot of these live content creators are Trump.
Oops.
Y'all Trumps. Y'all Trumpsters and y'all Trump. Y'all want a dictatorship. Y'all don't want nobody to have an opinion unless it's yours, unless you gave it to them. That's why I don't sit in spaces and places. I cannot stay in places where my voice is silent. Under no circumstance is nobody going to tell me when I can speak or what I can speak about. That's why when I find that a space is not conducive for me, guess what Ray does? She leaves it and she doesn't return.